It's an entire fleet of naval vessels that are used for more than just war. And rather than taking lives, the crew aboard the ships can save them, but not without a lot of preparation and skill. CCTV's Nathan King has more on the fleet from the Rim of the Pacific exercise in Hawaii.
Not the sort of accommodation most visitors to Hawaii would expect, but for the next week this will be home for Commodore Peter Schmidt and his Japanese counterparts as they wargame a humanitarian response to a typhoon that has devastated the fictional island of Griffin. On the surface, this looks like any normal office or control center, but you've got to remember that everything here had to be brought in from the outside. In this simulation, the country is completely devastated. We're talking electrical supplies, we're talking about the internet, we're even talking about the air conditioning. Everything has to be set up and set up quickly within 72 hours. Their job to manage all the incoming information and offers of help and coordinate all the nations involved and try and save as many lives and get the host government back on its feet.
Losing power and their buildings are damaged, but they're still trying to manage emergency functions. They're really enamored with this capability where you can come in right away, give them laptops and internet connection and phone lines when all the cell phone towers are down.
And can you run a military operation on solar and wind? RIMPAC is doing just that. This camp housing the humanitarian teams is almost entirely green. Roll-out solar panels and wind turbines power this camp. Not a diesel generator in sight. No need to ship in fuel. It saves time and money. And out at sea will be the hospital ships. The US have the Mercy and China has the Peace Ark. Sun Tao is president of the hospital on the ship and is proud of the vast array of assets it has to offer the humanitarian exercise.
Our medical ship is the same as a hospital on land. We have 300 beds, 6 departments, and some major equipment such as CT and DR. And we have 8 operation rooms, so in the operating room we can make sure that the patients with fractures are stabilized. What's more, we have a dialysis machine. It can still work even while the ship is shaking. The patient's body temperature will drop down immediately if they fall into the sea, so we have solutions to make sure that the patient's body temperature recovers soon after.
Despite their national differences, all nations here at RIMPAC agree it's inevitable there will be a big humanitarian disaster in this region requiring responses from many nations. Assets like this hospital ship will be brought to bear, as will the many other things that we see. The real question is how quickly nations can respond, how well they can coordinate, and how many lives can be saved. Nathan King, CCTV, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii.